hard drive because my old hard drive ended up dying, so I had to replace it. So I totally forgot that I had like 10, well, no, I wouldn't say 10, but like maybe 5 magical cards that I didn't end up doing.
Yeah.
So I found them, and this is the first one. This one's the armor card.
Yeah, and if any of you don't know, it's really hard figuring out what to do for your next project because, not for me, I have a million ideas plus a million times a zillion.
Yeah.
But it's hard for some people to come up with cues. So I came up with this like system where I'd write down like 50 different cues, and then I write down 50 more cues, and then we would do a random number generator, and then we would decide what cues went with what.
Yeah.
So this was Panda Bear going with armor.
Yeah. And like I don't like drawing animals. I don't really focus on them ever. So I was like, oh, a panda. I looked at pandas. I was like, I don't even know how to draw this. So then I kind of went for like a teddy bear. And then I was like, you can just color it in panda colors because I can do that.
And honestly, the pose reminds me of that panda that got scared by the other panda. Wasn't it a farting panda or something?
It was like the mother panda and its baby, and the baby farted or something, and it scared the absolute.
Yeah. So this reminds me of the mother panda, like minding its own business before it gets scared.
Yeah. So like I also tried to go like cute, chibi-ish kind of style because I was like, I want it to be cute because I feel like I could pull it off more instead of doing like a full serious panda, and I think it turned out really nice.
Yeah.
I even went for a full fur pattern on it later, and I feel like it turned out good. I was like really worried about it, but I think it looks legit and not absolute garbage.
Well, right now I'm a little bit far away from the microphone because
Cat.
I'm getting kitten cuddles. So if you hear some purring, it's a kitten.
Yeah, he's so cute.
So with the colors, I knew I wanted to go with grays, but the background always is so bright and gives me headaches. So I always have to make the background really, really dark gray. So instead with this one, when I got up to doing those grays, I put down a green base. So that way I can still see all the grays and all the different levels that I went with them and color them appropriately with being able to see them with the background still being gray. And there was this metal I remember that was like a bluish tint metal, and I was like, it's like the epitome of like rich metal. If there was like metal that was for rich people, it'd be like this blue tinted metal.
Bishop and Cup.
like permanently, it's like titanium. It's like the hardest metal known to mankind. So
Yeah.
I did blue on
Yeah.
that. That's my logic.
And so we looked it up, and then it was like platinum or something, and it wasn't even titanium. And we're like, oh.
I thought it was just like a really shit metal.
Yeah, it was. It was like the blue metal was something, and then it's like it's really fragile, and you're like, oh, so it's like the complete opposite of everything I just said to you. I'm like, it can still be blue. So that didn't work out.
Well, I stuck with the color scheme because I was just like, what's another color scheme that goes with it? And all the other ones were just grey. So I'm like, well, I've covered that. So I'll just have some fragile metal on there because some of this metal is actually fashion.
Yeah. And it was also like with the previous cards, you wanted to avoid colors you had just used.
Yes. With every single, like, I want to give you a kind of thing where you're looking at the cards and each card will be, you know, a contrast for your eyes. So this one had to be a contrast to all the rest of them.
Yeah, so it wasn't like every card was pink. It would be like pink, blue, red, green, yellow, orange, and then
I wanted to make every card like pink and purple.
yes,
And
so nice.
like red and, you know, all my color schemes because that's aesthetically pleasing for me.
Yeah.
But it'll be not aesthetically pleasing to see the same thing over and over again. So I'm like, I had to contain myself and actually branch out and do other color palettes. And I'm like, I usually don't do so much grayscale, but
Oh,
it's a
yes.
panda.
Like especially the latest picture we've been working on, it is so different. It is so weird doing this picture.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you guys, you have to wait and see it. It is so good and it's so weird.
And everyone likes a callback.
Yeah. So as you can see, I was just working on the fur texture, and I made his little around his eyes black as well because I was looking at reference pictures. So like, I don't even know what a panda looks like. All I know is that there's a bit of black somewhere and a bit of white somewhere else, and they've got legs. That's about it. So it's like, oh, right, they got color here and color there. And it was just like really weird. And I was like, it's so weird. Just drawing something you don't do.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, I'm working on a massive project that I've been working on for 4 weeks now. And I'm drawing humans. I feel so weird right now. I'm like, I want to be drawing animals right now, and I want to be drawing like things with multiple arms and like weird exoskeletons that are made out of like really gross shit. And I'm just like drawing these humans, and they got like proper outfits and all that stuff. I'm like, look at you, you little human. You're just like all proper and yeah. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're just a flesh bag.
I mean, a flashback would be more interesting.
We're so opposite. I'm like, animals, I don't want to draw those. So you're like, yes, animals, give me that fusion. I want to make a hybrid of this and this and this. I'm like, yeah, I just want to draw pretty outfits. Well, I think that's all we really got to say about this picture. He's just a panda, he's cute. I think he turned out really nice. I like him. What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comment section.
Yes, comment. We like hearing from you.
Yes, we're so lonely. join us next week, hopefully, for another video. Hopefully it's one we're working on and we get it finished in time.
Yes. I'm not really releasing my stuff on YouTube. If I do make videos, I'll probably release them on Instagram.
Yes, so go follow us on Instagram. There's links in the videos, or there's things that pop up to tell you what our Instagram is, so go do that.
Yes, because I will not be held back. I will create whatever I want and fuck you.
You tell them. Alright guys, we'll see you later. Bye meow.
Bye meow.
Hello meow.
Oh meow.
And welcome back to the channel.
I'm Shift.
And I'm Electro.
And we are
Shift Roll Art.
Oh.
And we hope you guys enjoyed today's video.
And don't forget to like it, Susan.
And let us know what you think.
I heard there's a comment section.
And with that, let today's video begin! Good evening, good day, and good morrow, and welcome to our first episode of our brand new Elf series that we are doing. That Shift came up with, so he's going to explain this one.
Okay, so as you know, I'm bored with all human stuff and human superheroes because I think have an imagination, stop being so boring. So I want fantasy aspects. I want big ears that are like really cool, horns, magical hair, multiple limbs, everything like that.
Yeah, so the first idea you came up with was the Woodland Elf.
Yes, because I got into researching, not actually playing, Dungeons and Dragons, because they have apparently so many different
creatures,
creatures and
species,
stuff like
everything, yeah.
So we started with all the elves from the series. We were going to move on to the
Dragonborn,
that's the one, afterwards, because they're awesome. But for now we're doing all the elves, because apparently there's like elf / woodland / all this stuff. So you can like literally draw like 20 different species of elves.
Yeah, so what we did to start off with is we got a list, and then we wrote down like everywhere an elf could be. So we've got like sky elves, cosmic elf, like cave elf, crystal elf, yes, ice elf, everything we could possibly think of. And then we're gonna draw an elf based on whatever that keyword is. So this one, of course.
And we're also going to add horns to it because I insisted that it not just be a pair of ears. I saw all these references of the actual Dungeons and Dragons pictures, and they just had these tiny little elf ears. And I was like, that's ridiculous.
So as well as the ears can't just be pointy, they have to be like representative of the thing. So woodland elf's ears are like leaf-like. And then there's another elf later on, which is like a weird organic-y shaped one, which looks so awesome. I love how it turned out. More on that in the next video, or the next video afterwards, whenever we do it. But yes, and then the horns, the bark. It's a tree-like texture on his face. It's not a mask, it's not an outfit. That's actually supposed to be coming out of him. Everything about him is supposed to be a part of him. So if the bark comes off, it will hurt him because it's him.
Yeah, well, he could shed it like a snake or like a tree sheds bark.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, does trees shed bark or is that a bad thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've not.
I'm not poison ivy.
So that's the idea. And then, of course, the colors.
Oh, also, this is inspired by me, even though you have a fluorescent character that is like you as a villain.
Yeah, this is like your version of fluorescent, kind of. Yeah.
So this is the color scheme. I did 30 different color schemes for this because I hate green, and I'm like, you have to do green with a planet-inspired person. And then there is a character that we did ages ago, which Annie from League of Legends is a fire mage. So we wanted to do if they had villages where it was like plant mage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we inverted the colors, and they were like pinks and purples and everything. And the hair that he has right now is supposed to be dark green, but if you invert it, it becomes a beautiful purple.
Yeah, so that was the idea. Like, we basically colored it all in green and then Control-I'd it on Photoshop, so it inverted all the colors. And then we got this nice pink, white, purple color scheme. We're like, yes, let's do that. Yes! So we're like, we have to do that. We're like, it just looks so pretty and magical and alien.
And the bark on there is inspired by this tree in America that is a whole bunch of, like one tree, but it's like thousands of branches, but it makes a forest, and it's like laying down or something.
Yeah, it's like a really cool looking neural system of one tree that's, it's just awesome. You have to look it up. And that's that.
Yeah, and then the vines for the hair. I've been wanting to do vines for the hair for ages, and you even added spikes on them, which was amazing.
Yeah, because the idea was to make them look like dreads and look cool and stuff like that. Because in what's that game that I like? That's an MMO, and I have a dragon and it flies.
I have no
Guild
idea.
Wars, Guild
Yes,
Wars. They
yes.
have the Sylvari, which is like a plant race, and there's this one hairstyle that I have that's short, and it looks like vines, but it looks like dready at the same time. I'm like, oh, that'd be so awesome if it was really, really long too. So
Yeah.
that's what we did.
Yeah, because I want like long hair for dudes and characters, because I'm like, not all of us chop our hair off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, there's Sylvari that have these, like, you know, if they cut their hair, it's actually their skin. So I'm like, some of them would actually grow their like tentacles out.
Yeah, like have vines down to the ground, like trailing behind them. Like, yes, I've been growing this for like 10 years now.
And I'm absorbing into the ground as I walk because I need nutrients. I'm thirsty.
I need at least 5 hours of sunlight a day, and I only use the best fertilizer.
That's poo.
So that's gross. And then the lips. You gotta tell them about your lips idea. That's
Okay,
cool.
so there's another character that when we're on Amino, we created this chocolate character and they had strawberries for eyes. And I wanted to do that munchy thing. Venus flytrap. Yes, as the lips. Because I'm like, Poison Ivy has the poison lips, but I'm like, what would be even spookier is if there was actually a layer of teeth on the lips. So it's not only supposed to be like there's a mouth and teeth inside, but there's teeth on the lips as well.
Yeah, which is cool. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun doing it because I usually just do normal one color with a bit of sparkle maybe for lips.
And also, with the Venus flytrap, it actually lets off a pheromone that lures flies into it. So
it's
the
gonna be the-
closer you are to the lips, the more alluring they are.
So they're like a seductress kind of like thing.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Probably forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Like, even the wood. I've never drawn like a tree before because drawing trees.
I have.
Yeah, because like drawing trees to me, I'm just like, it's a tree. I see trees all the time.
So hard to draw them though. Like
Yes.
when I drew mine for one of my characters, that is a gazelle, a crocodile, and a wood, just a tree. Just,
yeah, it's a tree.
I was drawing it and I'm like, is there like a brush or a stamp or something to do a wood texture? I can't do this.
Yeah, that's what I was like. As soon as I went to go draw the horn things, I'm like, how do you even like draw a tree? So it's like looking at trees and I'm like, it looks like squiggly lines. So I'm like, let's draw squiggly lines. So I drew a squiggly line and then I drew another squiggly line. Then I kind of matched up the squiggly lines. And then I zoomed out and I'm like, that looks like a tree. That's tree enough for me. I'm like, I'm happy with that. So that's how I went about drawing it. Just drew squiggles.
I was the same way when I was doing it. I'm like, the more squiggly, the better it looks. And it's like, your growth pattern is amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, so also, the petals on the back of the head that look like a hair tie are actually inspired by lotus flower.
Yes.
Because there are special ones that are pink, but there are also ones that are purple. And it's like a special, like, rare lotus flower that it's inspired by.
Okay.
Yes. And also, the ears, they are supposed to be glowing. The inside, where it's light pink, is actually supposed to be, like, ever so slightly iridescent.
Yeah, like a luminescence thing, which is also like what the Sylvari do at nighttime. They glow and they're really pretty. I like them.
Yeah. Like, how awesome would it be to have, like your house will grow with you?
I know. That's so pretty. I wish, like, you kind of have housing, right? But not really. And I wish, like, you could actually customize your own house if you're a Sylvari. And you could have, like, furniture and stuff like that. And be really
And if you
cool.
wanted to add a wing, all you have to do is just plant a tree inside.
That'd be awesome.
And I mean, houses are already wood, so realistically, all you'd have to do is not cut down trees, just lay them down sideways, and they will actually grow with you. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
And this whole series basically as well is just so I can work on faces, because I wanted to do something different with the faces. Like, I eventually want to try and do different emotions and facial expressions, because I keep doing that one face thing where they're always like serious looking.
Or they're smizing.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is just like to play around, try and improve myself, because I feel like every outfits and stuff I've got down pat, but faces I still lack in. So hopefully I improve. So guys, that is basically the video today. We're going to be bringing out a lot more elves, hopefully. So if you like it, don't forget to click the thumbs up button.
And like and subscribe and everything.
Yeah, all that stuff. And click the bell notification button so you stay updated on all the shenanigans that we do. And we'll see you guys very, very, very soon, hopefully. Bye, meow.
Bye now.
Hey meow.
Hey meow.
And welcome back to the channel.
I'm Shift.
And I'm Electro.
And we are
Shiftro Art.
Yeah.
Yes. And today's video we are drawing the Ice Elf.
Yes, and the ice elf for me, I instantly knew exactly how I wanted him to look, and exactly how I wanted to color him. I just like instantly just flashed with this vision of exactly the color scheme that I wanted, and even like the design aspects of him. I did a sketch for you before you did a sketch, and then you saw my sketch and you're like, I smell what you're stepping in.
L.
And then after that, you did the sketch, and you actually put him on a back burner while you did a few other sketches. Because with this project, what you've been doing is you've been doing a whole bunch of the sketches, and then the outlines, and then I'll do all the coloring, and then you'll do all the shading. And with this one, it sat as a sketch, and I was just like, I need to put down the colors just in case I forget them, but I won't forget them because they're so amazing. And I was just like, okay, I grabbed your like sketchy liney thing, and I was just like roughed out the colors, and you're like, he's done. Like, he looks good. I can see exactly what you're going for, and I can see how it's shaded and everything, and the line work's immaculate.
Yeah, he just came together so easily, except for like his face. I changed his face. As you'll see, like I draw like a pointy thing on his face, and then I kind of change it because I had an idea, and then I liked my new idea more, so I changed it, and I was like, yeah, looks good. But like, you know how usually they have in older ice creatures, they have like the spiky hair. They haven't been doing that lately. They've been doing like soft hair, and it's in like the Super Saiyan chunks, but it's softer and it's longer, and it's like all pretty and stuff. And then I was like, oh, their horns and everything looked really, really cool, so I didn't want to take away from them too much. And I wanted the main focus to be the face instead of the hair for once. Shock horror. Oh my god. And
with the hair, I was like, when I was saying it to you, I'm like, you need to watch GT, because GT has a whole new haircut for one of the main characters where it looks like they actually just like did a, what are they called, flat top on the second main character. And I was just like, that, but going back, but then at like Super Saiyan form, and I'm just like, it needs to happen.
Yeah. So the hair is very short and spiky, and I think it's really worked out really well because,
I think it's the shortest one we've done with the elves.
I think so too. I think
we were gonna go with all long hair because that's kind of our thing, but I just feel like this guy needed spiky short Super Saiyan.
Yeah, and because like everything else is spiky, him having long flowing hair has kind of like ruined the whole spiky aspect.
Yeah.
So it's like, make it more spiky. Add a few more spikes. Who cares?
It ruined his vibe.
Yeah. So then, of course, with the amazing colors that you did, they turned out so good. As you guys will see, if it's not already plain, I don't know. And then when I shaded it, I gave him like, his skin tone was so awesome to work with. And then like, after I shaded it, I did like a glowing effect. And then I did like this inner glow with it, but then I did like a weird spacing with the color. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but like, instead of having it like a full inner glow, there's like gaps in between the colors, between where it starts. And I made it very small and little visible, so that way it looked like there's like blue veiny kind of shine to it, and it just made him look super like awesome looking, I feel like.
Well, with the actual color scheme that I did for the skin, I actually grabbed a few different color palettes, because when I am shift my superhero form, I have blue skin.
Yeah.
Because blue skin's
cool.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
And your skin color is slightly pink. So I wanted to do something that was like kind of mauve, purpley and stuff like that. And I'm like, whenever I choose a color for you, I'm like, how is this gonna shade? And I go up, above how light it is, and then how dark it is. And I make sure that it turns out brilliant before you even touch it with a shading thing. And then when you were talking about like I said to you, I want you to add like a blue reflex, like he's shining like the crystals. Like not only are the crystals on his body like picking up the light and shining through, but his face is kind of picking up the same sort of luminosity. And it was like, you said you're gonna add these blues, like when you, what was it? I was talking about how you highlight white, and you're like, you highlight white with blue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need to highlight white, blue on the face. And then it, like, the vision of it before you even started, I was just like, perfect, done.
Yeah, it's like after doing Mr. Beast, I did some like face studies to do some shading because I want to improve my shading constantly. I'm trying to improve my art. I'm not going to settle. It's going to get better and better every time I draw a new picture. So after doing that, his face came together so quick. I feel like it's the fastest I've ever shaded a face in my life, and I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. This is amazing.
And not only that, but one of our cats as a superhero is Drift, and he is like ground, but we didn't want to do just ground and be basic bitches, so we did like crystals. And when you're starting to do the crystals, you're like, oh my god babe, I don't know what to do with the crystals. And then I was just like, why don't you just copy Drift? And you're like, oh, someone's a smart cookie.
Yes.
And you kind of did something like it but more improved.
Yes, like with Drift, the video is on our channel, so you can go watch it. I don't know how to use like the iCards or whatever, so just go find it, you know. It's there somewhere, it's in a playlist. Good luck. But basically I drew lines all through it to make the crystal formation, and it took me forever to do those lines. With this one, I just got a white brush that was fluffy and stuff, so it's like fades out on the edges, and then just drew in random like triangle-y shapes and hexagon-y shapes, and then it just looked really legit and awesome. So I'm like, cool, this took me like 5 seconds compared to when I drew every single line, which took me like 5 hours to do. I'm like, why didn't I think of this in the first place? So he was just so easy, and he was nice, and I like shading him, which is very rare because I really do not like doing it.
And what did you do with the hair?
The hair, I don't really know. I was very like with the hair. I just like did like a grey shadow on it, and then some strands of grey, and then turned it slightly blue because it just worked well. And I didn't really do much to it because it's white hair.
Yeah, and you wanted to contrast with one of the Cosmic Elf, which has more of an ashy grey colour.
Yeah, it's like silvery white.
Yeah, so we want all the hair colours to be different, so you can probably guess what the next one or the next one's going to look like, considering we don't have certain colours.
Yeah, it's like every single one of them, even their skin tones are supposed to be different, their accessories or whatever they have on them is supposed to be different.
That was so hard for me. Like, I'm not gonna get emotional, but seriously, I want to make all their skin colors like really rich purple or really rich blue and stuff like that. And then it's just like, oh, you gotta have some diversity. Fuck off.
Like, we're having to pull out the greens again. After doing Mr. Beast, it's like more greens. Like, why?
It's like, I actually, after doing this one, I blocked out all of our color schemes so we wouldn't have any overlappage, and there would actually be some contrast for when you guys watch the videos. They go, whoa, we haven't seen this in a while, and it's just like really eye-pleasing.
Yeah, or it's just different, so you don't get bored. You know, oh, this color's different. Oh, this elf looks different, but they're like the same kind of thing.
But I did kind of sigh when I had to do the green, because I was kind of like, we haven't done it, we need to do it. Can we just like put it on the ends of the hair or something and, you know, forget it ever happened, just shade it out.
So guys, we hope you liked today's video. If you do, let us know down below in the comments.
Boop, boop.
And don't forget to
Like and subscribe.
and click that bell notification button so you stay updated with all of our shenanigans.
Bye, meow.
Bye, meow meow. Hello, meow,
Oh, meow.
and welcome back to the channel.
I'm Shift.
And I'm Electro,
And we are.
Shift Row Art.
Oh.
And we hope you guys enjoy today's video.
And don't forget to like it. Susan.
And let us know what you think.
I heard there's a comment section.
And with that, let today's video begin. We're back.
Hi.
Hi. And it's been a while, hasn't it?
3 weeks.
Yes, I know. 3 quick weeks.
Yeah, well, we said we were going to post every week in our last video, but that didn't happen.
No, I feel like we posted like 2 days ago, and then because of quarantine, like the weeks are just going by so quickly. I'm like, holy shit, it's been 3 weeks, because I checked the app and I was like, oh, okay, this is bad. So we're here, we're doing a voiceover, and we're posting a video for you, so I hope you guys like it.
Yep, and it's the Sky Elf.
Yes, it is. Okay, guys, this picture, I have like a love-hate relationship with it, alright? I really like it, but I just hate how the horn turned out. I do not like it. It annoys me, but I just couldn't be bothered changing it.
Honestly, I'm here to support you.
Yeah.
But when you drew this horn, I was like, where is it going? What is it doing? What is your plan? Because it did not work.
It's just doing its own thing, and then where I put it on its head, it just looks like it's coming out of the most randomest spot on his head, and I'm like, that just looks so stupid.
Yeah, like randomly out of his temple or something.
Yeah, I'm like out the side. I don't know. It's doing its own thing. You know, he can do whatever. He's living his best life, you know. So, other than that, I really like the rest of it. I like these proportions and stuff like that. I try to do stuff a little bit weird and wonderful, and I think it looks cool, I guess. I don't know.
He has hair.
Yes, he does. He has long, beautiful, luxurious, thick hair, which you color beautifully, which you can tell us all about.
Hey, so basically when people usually make characters, like wind characters, they make them very pastel, they make them very yellows or purple, violets. Like in the series Lego Elves on Netflix,
Yes.
they're, what is it called? The air chick from that, she's dressed in like white and violets, and her hair is even violet as well.
Another thing, She-Ra, Spinnerella, she has like air powers and she's very light pastel-y as well.
Spinnerella.
Yeah, do you remember Spinnerella? She's the one...
Is Spinnerella Natossa's wife?
I think so. It's the two couple.
Yeah, she's got dark purple and pink, I thought.
I thought she was pastel. I remember her being like light colored.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
I remember liking her design because she was like purple, and I'm like, damn, that is a nice design. I want that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yes. So, everyone always does them like really, really light, besides her, if she's the one I think of.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
Anyway, I just didn't want to do it like the generic kind, and I didn't want to do it yellows like the sun, because when people think about like air colors, they also think yellow, and I'm like, ew, no. So I'm like night sky for the skin. Then we're gonna go with the day sky for the hair, and then we're gonna do like clouds for like the ear wingy thingamajiggies, and what is it called? For his necklace, I wanted to do sunset and sunrise. And with the green part, I didn't really think that through. I just thought it looked really nice with the color scheme.
Yeah, it did look nice. And like, you know, you could always be like, oh my god, it just represents the Aurora Borealis.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, you've got to name drop the Aurora Borealis and sound really fancy when you say it.
Yeah. So yeah, I love the colors. They look really nice together. Who would have thought like doing every version of the sky in one picture would look really fantastic?
I'm guessing a whole lot of paint pourers on Instagram are going to be like, I'm going to do the sky in like every different setting with a black silhouette.
Yeah. So, and then I followed your theme, like with the neck thing, the sunrise and sunset. I wanted his like skin to be like night, but then I gave him like blushing that was representative of like a sunset. So it was like,
God, I totally remember that. Sorry. When I said to you, I'm doing the skin dark blue, and I'm like, it's a placeholder. I want it darker, but I want it reflecting. I want it to be like when I believe it was Aladdin, where they're like flying on a carpet over the water and it's reflecting the sky perfectly. I was like, I want the skin to be like a reflection of the night sky, like perfectly reflecting that. And the ears going near the hair is the clouds going through the light sky. And I'm like, that's exactly what I want. And then you having the stars on the skin is exactly why.
Yeah, so it was like we're getting all artsy fartsy with this stuff. You know? Like, yes, we're so symbolic right now. So yeah, I tried that and I think it looks really cool, and it's like a cool fusion. Like everything about him was a fusion of day, night, and sunrise and sunset on every like piece of him. So it was just like when you look at him, it's like your favorite time of the day constantly. So you're always happy whenever you look at them.
Yeah, because it's always just symbolic of air, not the sky.
Yes.
And that's why I'm like, instead of it being like the air, I forgot what an elf is. Instead of being an air elf, he is like a sky elf.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Now with all the shading there, you turned the ears a little bit more pink, so the clouds in the sky are less like generic looking boring white clouds and more of cotton candy clouds.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be like the sunrise sunset colors, and I tried to implement everything into every little everything, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a continuous theme where it's like, oh, even though it's night, he can have like blushing that's red and orange to represent the day.
And he just has a random moon on his chin because at that point his face is reflecting the moon.
Yeah, and then his eye, I wanted to make it like a star.
Yeah.
But like not like an actual star, you know, like the 5-point star. It was more like a sudden kind of rays coming out of it, but it's like makeup. So he's like, I'm super elegant and stuff like that, and he's just like, oh my god,
Top knot looking like bitch.
yes. And I really like how his face turned out. It's my favorite part, you know. And then the hair, I really like the blue color. It's really pretty. It's like my favorite kind of blue.
It colored so well. It almost looks like it's actually water, but we're not doing the water elf today. But I'm still like, it looks really like movie and like
It's alive.
Whooshy. Yeah.
Well, that's the idea. It's like it's supposed to be all like airy and breezy and.
Well, I mean, you know, they say that water reflects the sky, so I mean, the sky can look a little bit watery, I guess.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was so dumb. I was like, doesn't the sky reflect the water? And people are like, so why is the sky blue in the middle of land? I'm like, because it can see the water from wherever. Duh.
And like really the hair, right? The way I got it to be like so whooshy, I was like thinking of Windry. Is it Windry or Windy? The Windy card from Cardcaptor Sakura.
See, I remember them saying both ways, Windry and Windy.
I know, like I get confused. I don't know.
Oh, isn't Windry the chick from Fullmetal Alchemist?
I thought that was Winry. There's no D. I don't know, it's confusing. But yeah, so the hair, like they have this like weird, unique style to the hair and like air in Cardcaptor, and I'm like, I really want to try stuff like that. I've been doing that a lot with all the hair because I really love how it's just got like this weird, this cool
over accentuation.
Yeah, like the points and stuff have like this cool little curve to them. And it's not always straight. It's just like it's got movement. It feels like it's constantly moving and it's alive. So I've been trying that out with my hair. I'm really liking it.
It's kind of like if you're in space, but anime space, and then when you move, your hair is like a picture perfect, like still frame every single second, and you're like, what? I'm posing to the left and the right, by the way.
Yeah, like it's kind of like what is it, Studio Ghibli movies, or Ghibli, however you pronounce it. Whenever the characters are like feeling an emotion, their hair like defies gravity and it goes like really up and fluffy and stuff. Like that's what I want my characters to be constantly looking like they're feeling stuff.
I imagine that when I'm like feeling a strong emotion, that my hair's like doing the same thing. But I thought more of Dragon Ball Z, because when they're like really angry or they feel really like, how dare you hurt my friend, man, they just turn into a Super Saiyan. I'm like, yeah, like I like totally feel that all the time. Super Saiyan 3 love.
You're feeling your oats. So guys, that is today's video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, and subscribing is good
Yes.
if you want to.
You have to.
and leave us a comment. Tell us how much you think that other horn looked like shit.
Yeah.
And how much this horn is such an improvement.
It's not.
So much better. You did such a good job.
Thank you. That's alright. And we'll hopefully see you in a week's time if, we keep
If
to
we
it.
bring out one of the videos that we've got in our stock.
Yeah. Alright, bye y'all.
Bye, meow.
Oh, hello meow.
Oh, meow.
And welcome back to the channel.
I'm shit.
And I'm Electro.
And we are.
Shift Roll Art.
Oh.
And we hope you guys enjoy today's video.
And don't forget to like it, Susan.
And let us know what you think.
I heard there's a comment section.
And with that, let today's video begin! Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel.
Hi.
We are doing episode 2 of our brand new elf series. This one is the Sun Elf.
For these sun elves that we created, wink wink, their skin reflects the image of the sun surface itself.
Yes, we also decided that the idea behind them is that their blood is made out of gold. And when they are wounded in battle and stuff like that, they would collect it after the battle had ended, and they would then turn it into armor and jewelry, and then they would wear it around to show off all the victories that they had achieved, as a way to show how furious and fearsome they were as a warrior. So that was the idea behind that, which...
It kind of reminds me of in Harry Potter where they have the unicorns and they like show that they're bleeding and that it's like liquid silver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would personally rather wear silver. I love silver.
Yeah, like, that was like the idea, but I was thinking of that movie with the two queens and they like
The Huntsman?
I think so. Is that the one with the Ice Queen and then the Mirror Queen?
Yeah.
Charlize Theron, and she's just standing there posing, being like, I'm so awesome.
Who needs to be an actor when you can just pose? Walking is just posing in motion.
That's basically it, but she did a really good job. But yeah, so like that, I'm pretty sure like the orcs and that, they have like gold, and then there was like a gold lake or something near it.
Yeah.
And it was like that. I'm like, that'd be so cool if like that was...
No, but the cool thing about them is their actual blood was oil, so they were very, very flammable. So it's good that you just brought that up because he's got the blood, the gold thingamabobby.
So these elves just had an oil gold transfusion.
Yeah, but also this guy is a unicorn thing, and I didn't actually know that for the longest time. I just thought the other one was just hiding behind the other one.
Yeah, like I was gonna do 2 horns, but then like Shift, you came up with the idea of doing the one big horn that circles his head.
Yeah, but I was like, you're probably just gonna be like, I want 2, and I'm like, okay, well, I can only see 1, so I'll pretend it's 1. And then you're like, well, actually, that's canon. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, because just the idea of it, because I really liked it. I thought it sounded really cool. I thought doing a side angle view for the picture would be the best option. But thing is, like, I barely ever do side angles, so I had to really like practice drawing the face over and over again because I just couldn't get it.
I think it's because like both of us hate side pictures because I always feel like you're only getting like 20% of the picture.
Yeah.
And if you can put in more body, then you can put in more details. You can put in earrings, you can put in tattoos, you can put in scars, you can put in
Like teeth, like sharp, pointy, giant teeth that poke out, and you can give them like a really cool jaw and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot you can do when the face is front on. But because the horns are like the main focus for this picture, I thought like, yeah, side on view would be the best thing to do.
Yeah, it's pretty much do a pose that suits the exact design of the horns.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why we chose that hairstyle as well. It's like...
It was simple.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't want it to take away from anything else. It was just, you needed hair. We wanted all the elves to kind of have like longish hair.
Yeah, it was like our traveling theme. It's like pompadour is one of the traveling things, but also really long is another. And we did the trick that was done in Starfire.
Yeah.
Starfire comics.
Yes, so in the comics for Starfire from the Teen Titans, you basically just draw the hair not in frame, so it just doesn't end, so it gives the illusion that it's incredibly long.
And that was exactly it with this. Like, we were thinking about doing it like really, 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 really thick and doing a massive plait. But then it was like, what if we did just like 2 smaller plaits? But there was still like a jumping rope.
Yeah, and I thought it looked really cool. Something like really different, because we always do really, really thick hair.
Yeah.
So doing something that's a little bit more thin and stuff, it just had a little bit more realisticness to it. I was like, it looks weird, but it looks really good at the same time.
And then you gave him like massive eyebrows just to offset like the thin hair, just to make it seem like he had 2 hands on his forehead.
I don't know what it is, but like in all these recent elf pictures that I've been doing, I've been giving him like the biggest eyebrows ever, because I'm like, I don't know, it just looks weirder, like not natural like a human's eyebrow. So I'm just playing around with eyebrow shapes. I'm just doing like weird, thick, big ass eyebrows. And I
He's
love it.
so expressionative.
Well, that's the other thing. All the faces are supposed to have expression and stuff, and I feel like doing these massive eyebrows really help emphasize some of the emotions and stuff like that. Wait, I love it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, and a little thing about the lips is there is actually part of the armor on the top lip, but not the bottom lip.
Yeah, it's like a lip guard. Well, yeah, for like the most of the gold though, I had like no real theme for it. I was just like, I want there to be gold. I want there to be lots. I want it to be like crazy looking. And so I kind of just like drew random stuff.
Yeah, I remember you having like a lot of trouble, and you were like, how do I even do jewelry? How do I do this? And I remember that I was just like, why don't you do, what's that thing? Like absence of jewelry. Have his skin look like it's an actual necklace, like negative space. Cover the whole area in gold, and then have cutouts where it actually shows his skin. And then you're like, I really still wanted to do that really spiked look around his face, because I put my hands on my chin.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you have this spiky look, like the fingers are coming in, but do them more like lightning bolts or like
Just sharp things.
Yeah.
Like I think I went with that, and I was like, with the shape of the horn going back and curving back, I'm like, let's bring all these points going in like following the same direction. And so it was like a cool spiky crown looking thing going on, and then I just did all those spikes on the face because of your fingers and stuff. When you hold your face, it looked like the same thing. I'm like, that really works. It looks cool. So that was the idea.
Doesn't help that, well, it does help that I've got massive talons.
I really hope this picture turned out okay. What do you guys think? And if you guys were to make a sun elf, what would it look like?
I know what I would do. I would puppeteer a brilliant artist and make him draw it for me. So, as for the hair, I was just feeling milkshake strawberry. Like strawberry milkshake, not milkshake strawberry. For no reason at all. I'm just like, I haven't really done it. Like, I've done like all different types of pinks. But when I do pink, I do your pinks, which is like pastels and stuff like that. And I kind of saw this picture of this wig like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like this really nice like bubblegum strawberry milkshake color. And I'm like, I want to use it on a character. I don't know who, but it just never suited anyone else.
Yeah.
And with this one, I did like 20 different hair colors. And I was like, I don't really like copper orange hair with it. I was going to do the same color as I did the skin color. And I was just like, eh?
Yeah. Well, what I found with the milkshake is that it did have little hints of like a orange in it though.
I overlaid it with orange.
Yeah. So it was like, when I was shading it, I mixed pinks and oranges and like white-ish pinks with it.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool. I like the contrast between the colors.
I couldn't decide like which exact strawberry I wanted. And then I was like, there's a really good orange that's not quite the skin color. So I was like, overlay this color, this color, this color, and then fuse them or something.
Yeah.
And it turned out somewhat alright, I think.
I think it looks nice. It's a nice color. I really like it.
So with the skin color, I did something that was copper, caramel kind of thing, because I wanted something a little bit more dark and a little bit more awesome than basic. And I wanted to do black for the eyes, kind of like it looked like the abyss. It kind of looked like where the light wasn't in space, like just the empty space.
Yeah, it's like everything in between it all.
Yeah.
I really love just the jet black eye. And then we did like a very simple like white sheen on it. And it just really sells it. When I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's so creepy. There's like an entire everything inside that one eye. It just looks so cool.
I think it's also, we never did black with eyes because we're always like focusing on, we could do fantasy eye colors, we could do bright greens, we could do purples, we could do pinks, and we never really got, okay, let's just do black all over. I remember doing black where the white part is.
Yeah, like doing opposites, like an inverted eye. So the white parts of the eyes are black and the black parts of the eyes are white.
Well, when you made me a Majin Buu character, so the Majin Buu characters have the sclera, the white part of the eye, black, and then instead of having the middle part of their eyes black, it kind of just shattered the iris, and the pupil kind of just blends in with the sclera, and then it has like just this weird 2 semicircles on each side of just a pop of vibrant color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know like in Dragon Ball Z they have like really weird eyes, don't they?
No, they have very basic eyes. Majin Buu was pretty like the most advanced looking. The humans just had dots that were colored.
Okay.
And then the Super Saiyans, they had dots, but then when they got up to bigger forms, their dots changed color. And then in Super Saiyan 3, they actually got a pupil and an iris.
Okay. Okay, and then as for the shading, I wanted to go all out with it. Like, I wanted to use every special effect that I know in Photoshop and just, like, make it as blinding as possible. And, like, the idea was, like, it was so bright and it's so in your face that when you first, like, click on the picture and look at it, it just makes you squint, like, when you first go outside in the morning or whatever.
Or when you look at your phone when you just get up.
Yeah, that. So that was the idea. It's, like, it's just supposed to be so... So with the skin, I wanted to make it look super glowy, like there's light coming from inside the person's body.
It kind of looks like when you get bronzer and it's got like glitter in it, and then you're like looking in the mirror like, ooh, sparkle, sparkle, and you're just like moving your head backwards and forwards and trying to catch the light.
Yeah, well, that was it. It was like, it's supposed to be like this cool glittery glow where it looks like it's constantly moving, the glitter. So it's like it's living, it's moving, it's like molten underneath the skin surface. So it's like this really cool thing about it. And then with the gold, I just wanted it to be like bright, 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 bright. So I tried to make it as bright as I could, but still have dimension in it and stuff. It was so much fun.
I chose the gold because you like this really, really yellowy, dark gold. I usually like more of a pastel gold. And I was like, if you want it to be so blinding, it needs to be that more saturated yellow.
Yeah, so that worked really well. And I think it'll turn out really cool. The shading and stuff and the colors just worked so well, and it actually looks like they're a sun.
I'm always surprised when my colors change and it actually looks good. I really hope that you will actually find something awesome to do with my colors.
Yeah. But the color's really good because it's a good base to work with. And then I'm like, we have these envisions and we talk about it, and like when you do the base color, sometimes you just can't see it. And you're kind of like, is this the right color? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good color. Because watch this. And I'm like, bam, 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 bam. And they're like, oh my God, that's so good. You're like, yeah, exactly.
Well, 20 different colors just for the hair. And I'm just like second guessing myself at the end, like, did I choose the right color? Should I go with the copper? Should I go with black? And I'm like, oh, if I do black, then it's going to literally, kind of make the eye fade into nothingness.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to do black because it would be such a great contrast with the sun being there. So the gold and the orange. And then I was just like, it will symbolize space. But then I'm just like, if I do that, then I want to put like white streaks in it. And then I'm like, I don't know if I want to do like the magpie kind of look.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I gotta do another color so that way it just completely focus you in on that eye that is a dimension by itself.
Yeah, like the hair to me looks like at the end of it that it just fades off into the sky.
Yeah.
And I really like that because it's like, it's not the focus, don't want it to be the focus, and the skin and the gold was. And with the background and stuff, I just did like a simple circle to like symbolize the sun, and then colored in like sky colors with like yellows, orangey, pinks and blues, and just so that way he kind of just is in the picture, but then the skin and the gold is the sun that you would see in the sky.
Yeah. And the only color it looks like you haven't used in the background is an orange. So that way the orange does stick out a lot more.
Yeah, and the gold is very like minimum. So, and I put it away from the rest of the gold, so that way the gold still sticks out too. And
are you guys excited about the next elf in the series?
I am.
Because I can give you a hint.
Ooh.
It starts with an E.
And then goes an L.
And then I think a D.
And then another E.
And then an R.
And what does it spell?
Elder.
Ooh, fancy. Hey guys, it's awesome. I don't know where I was going with that. That's the picture, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to
like and subscribe.
And click the bell notification button so you stay updated on all of our videos. And we'll see you next time. Bye, meow.
Bye, meow.
Well, hello there. It's been a while.
Yes, a while.
Hey guys, we are back, and this is the Vampire Elf.
Yes, he is an elf. I like to call him Velf.
Yeah, it's a great nickname.
Thanks.
So, because it's Halloween and stuff, we decided we should do like a spooky elf, and then like I've been obsessed with vampires for like ever and ever and ever. Like I loved the Blade movies back in the days, and what's the other one? Underworld. I loved Underworld as well. They're like my favorites.
Yeah, I love watching old movies too. I'm like, when I watch older movies, I feel like, you know, they're like a lot better than the most recent movies. Because, okay, I had a rough start, sorry guys, but, older movies aren't afraid of looking stupid. Newer movies, they feel like they're not going to do anything with magic or anything like that. We watched this show that was like almost redo or a kind of like different parallel to like an old Merlin movie. Because again, I love really old movies, and they didn't do any magic. They just had it. Basically, the main character would just be boring and walk around and do stupid shit, and then they would have maybe one at the end of the episode or at the end of 2 episodes, some small amount of magic where their eyes would glow or something. And they didn't even have like fighting training. They were just like swinging a sword around like and then they're doing like these really douchey effects to it.
That is it. Like I've noticed with so many TV shows now where it's like witches or magic or something, the whole series, the whole like first 40 minutes of the show is drama, freaking drama. I'm like, I don't care, I'm here for the magic, show me some magic. And then at the last second, it's like 1 second of like something magical. I'm like, is that it? Is that all you give me? I sit here, do your boring ass show for 40 minutes and that's all you give me.
And I don't want to hear the excuse that it's expensive, because, okay, guess what? We're YouTubers. We have seen people on YouTube do these things, these effects, and they don't cost that much. And we watch Corridor Crew, and they say they have this technology, they have these, you know, programs, and guess what? Star Wars used salt as a waterfall. Come on! If you don't want to spend that much, big companies, go get some condiments and squirt them, pour them. Oh, she's using dust magic. Bring out the salt. Yeah. You know, I mean, again, I watched Xena, and they're using magic, and they're just using lens flares.
Yeah.
They're using, what is it called? Gabrielle uses this dust compound to blind her enemies. Literally, as a weapon, they're just throwing flour at people. Come on.
Yeah.
And guess what? We will be impressed if you try like that. I mean, I remember this really old show, Alex Mack. She was supposed to be water. I didn't know she was water.
I thought she just turned into like a metallic puddle.
Yeah, that was supposed to be water. And I was like, oh, you know, the person that turns into liquid metal, like that Transformer dude. I mean, Terminator dude.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, that was supposed to be water. I was like, Oh, I still loved it this whole time. I didn't even know.
Yeah, like, as long as they got magic in it, I don't care. It can be dodgy. I'm a fan for dodgy shit. Like, I love me some, like, B-class freaking CGI. It just, as long as it's there, it makes it fun.
Now, look at Charmed. Look at Charmed, come on. It is moving things with your mind. They literally just got some fishing line from Home Depot or Bunnings My House, and they just pulled those objects across the table. They just slicked up those tables. Oh, it's extra shiny today. It's olive oil.
Like the simplest thing, like even Bewitched, you just pause, everyone freeze frames, and then they move something, and then they start filming again, and it's magic, and it's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then what? They had like 10 seasons of that show where they just did the same thing over and over and over again. Like,
close up of the actor, which all actors want. Give me that FaceTime. And then they pause the screen on this person doing this wiggly nose thing. Or you have Charmed again, where she's got freezing power time. Freezing time power.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they do the exact same thing. They freeze it, and that's supposed to be like some big show for its time. And then they get into their position. And then they're like, she just froze time. It's so magical. And then the third person, she just has visions. Hello, Raven Simone having visions. How much did I love that show? Whenever she had visions, and it turned out that it's because she was afraid of her vision coming true, that all of it came true. It's like, oh, life lesson, thank you. But then also powers. It's like normal show, but then she's got these powers. And I didn't care about the drama. When she did her funny little antics and everything, it was just like, okay, well, it makes the small amount of drama, like, not so much annoying.
yeah.
But I'm like, take your drama out of my comedies, take your drama out of my witch shows, out of my magic shows. Give me the funny hilariousness of Raven Simone, and give me the superpowers of the last 5 minutes of every magic show there is.
That's just what, like, whenever it's magic shows, it's always gotta be drama. Oh, like, can it just be like fun magic where they just like, oh, there's no real consequences. They just decided to like magic up a fucking new species of unicorns because they wanted to for this episode, and then they had to figure out what it likes to eat and stuff like that. And there's no real drama. It's just fun and it's magic. Like, come on, that's all I want.
And what's this new thing of, oh, there's a consequence for using magic?
It's like it's magic.
It's magic. There is no consequence. That's the purpose of magic. It's supposed to be fantasy.
Yeah, I think they only do that so that way they can keep within the realm without breaking the glass ceiling or breaking the budget, you know?
I mean, if you throw a small fireball one episode, then you throw a small water ball the next episode, then the following episode you can throw a fireball and a water ball. That's not a glass ceiling. You can just throw different...
Yeah, see, like, I feel like that's why, like, cartoons should be more mainstream than they are already, because you got shows like Avatar where they can go full on with the magic of the bending and stuff like that, because they don't have to rely on CGI or something. It's just the talent of the artists. And, you know, it is expensive to make a cartoon, but it's also expensive to make a TV show.
Or a movie, paying all those actors.
Yeah, so like if you do a cartoon, I feel like you can do a lot more and a lot more true to it. And I think people just need to get over the fact that it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
like,
and they need to get rid of all the cliche tropes. And
so over those, I'm so annoyed. We watched a movie last night, and you were just like, yeah, he's doing this because of this reason. There's this bad guy, and he's gonna get like back here, and then he's gonna get eaten by his own creation thing. And then guess what happens? The exact thing that you said was gonna happen.
Because it's an endless trope, and I think that that's the only way people are gonna be entertained.
No, tropes are boring. Do something new. Do something really stupid and weird, like Trigger, the people that do the like Gurren Lagann and stuff. Like, I love that show purely for the fact because I had no idea where it was gonna go next, and it just went more and more batshit crazy. I'm like, okay, I fucking love this so much. It is so great, and that's what I want to see more of.
The only cliche in that whole thing that you can say that is cliche is that they'll grow bigger, they'll grow bigger, they'll grow bigger. You think that they're done? No. You think that that galaxy is just a galaxy? No, that's a destructo disc. They're gonna hit that guy with a fucking galaxy.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I think that's what should happen. Like, cartoons should be the new mainstream. It should take over Hollywood. It should take over everything. screw this live action stuff. It's boring. I'm done with it. Cartoons for the win. Okay?
What is with live action looking so janky?
I know. Like, the live action remakes of like the Disney movies and Avatar Last Airbender movie, like, it just infuriates me. And I'm like, just don't. Just spend the money to make a cartoon sequel or a prequel for the same show. And I don't care about these actors. They're doing nothing for me. Most of them are just the same role every time.
I'm so sick of seeing. Okay, I'm just going to use different names so no one gets offended. I don't care if you get offended, but honestly. Velectro as fluorescent. It's not fluorescent, it's Velectro as fluorescent. And I'm just like, I don't care what your name is. I'm here to see fluorescent, not to see Velectro. Sorry.
Yeah, I get it. I get the point. Yeah, like, it's more about the actor than it is the actual character that they're portraying, which is really annoying.
I'm watching the movie to see my favorite characters, not to see my favorite actors, okay? Yeah. If I want to see my favorite actors, I'll go to talk shows, which I won't, because you're boring.
Yeah.
Or, instead of making, like, a live action of anything, like, for Avatar right now, instead of making like a new show with actors and stuff like that, please just give me Avatar in the next generation after Korra, or give everyone what they want and start from the number one and give us Doctor Who Avatar. We will sit through it. We will literally watch every single season if you start from the start of the first Avatar and give us the whole series, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one, go to the next one. It will be the new Doctor Who.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. I'm happy with that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Sorry it turned into a little rant, but this is the Vampire Elf. We didn't really have much to talk about him anyways. He's green, you know. Enjoy. So don't forget to
like and subscribe
and click the bell notification button. We'll see you next time. Bye meow.
Bye meow.
Good evening and good morrow, and welcome to the brand new episode of our Elf series. This is the Neon Elf.
Yeah.
And Shift designed basically this whole thing because he loves these kind of themes, so he'll take it away and I'll just sit here and admire him. Ooh.
Okay, so basically, I have my own species. They're Shifts, like Shift is me, yeah, hi. And I'm part of this race, and it is called the Simoids. And the Simoids live in these giant circle things underneath the water. That's like their house, their furniture, whatever. And they're inspired by the cage mushrooms. And I've always loved the cage mushrooms, and I actually made a background for Velectro's picture that had just the one design of Shift in it and a prototype of the race of Simoids. And what I did was I did the whole entire background, and then I made more shifts because everybody needs more shift. And what is it called? Yeah, I did these little floating mushroom things on like white, like tendrily things coming out of the ocean bed. And I really wanted to inspire like horns that were coming out of the face, like almost like veins. I was really like, I want it to be like fungus grows off things, but then veins and stuff, like, you know, they're from the heart or whatever. So I wanted to do that, like growing out of the skin and hardening. And also I found like a sea anemone or something that looked like it as well. So I wanted to do that for that. And also Shift's race doesn't have a nose because I have a massive nose and I have really bad allergies. So I figure, get rid of that. Underwater. No nose, perfect. Yeah. And then I wanted to do those cliche massive ears. I got the idea from a recent picture I think we did where we did Vaporeon with different ears, like a redesign of Vaporeon. If it was a specifically ocean instead of freshwater, because I believe Vaporeon is freshwater. Now, the hair isn't actually hair. I wanted to take a note from the plant one we did, and the plant one is actually vines. So instead of doing like actual vines for his hair, I wanted to do like tentacles, not like octopus tentacles, but like jellyfish tentacles. So they're supposed to have like this iridescent look to them and stuff. And the color schemes is a color scheme, mixture of my favorite colors from my characters and Electro's favorite colors. So it's pink and it's blue, and Chef's skin color is blue because, you know, that's the most alien skin color I could think of. And he's got pink and purple eyes because why not? Yeah.
And I feel like blue as well, right, has so many different variants compared to every other color that it's just really nice to shade with as well. So it's a really good choice for a skin tone because you can do so much with it.
Well, I actually selected the skin tone by actually going to a real skin tone and just the slider color thing. I just moved it around all the way to blue, and I knew that it would shade well because there's a skin tone that shades well. If you actually grab this and then change it to a pinky orange, then it will be exactly the perfect, like up down perfect shadable shading.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the neck thing is because sea dragons. Dragons have those thingamajiggies where they have the soft part underneath the bottom, and I'm just like, has to be a sea dragon, has to happen. And then I don't really know what I was thinking with the shoulder blade thingamajiggies. I just said go to Shift's picture and then basically just copy paste but make it look a little different.
Yeah, and that's basically what I did. Like Shift's Simoid race, they have like a really cool organic-y flow to their skin tone, so it's not all one skin tone. It's like segmented and it's like a carapace basically.
Oh, I think it was like these thingamajiggies.
Collarbone.
Yeah, like I was like, can you make like those things like raised and like spiky almost, like that fish that is like a lion.
Lionfish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's kind of like got these fins. Yes, that's the ears. That's where I got the inspiration for Vaporeon's ears, is that there's the lionfish. And the only reason I know about the lionfish is because one of the Monster High dolls, their mermaid version, is actually like a lionfish, and it's a cat.
Yes. Oh, I forgot her name. Oh,
It's probably Catra or Catdoll.
Or Katrina.
Yeah, it's something cat something. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So as well as originally, right, this character was going to be the ocean elf, and then I came across to drawing the neon elf, but then the neon elf kind of looked more like the ocean elf as well, and then you kind of like colored the ocean elf, and then the ocean elf then looked more neon in its